In today's video, I'll be walking through how I used Photoshop to make this PlayStation 5 case for Insomniac's upcoming Spider-Man 2, releasing later this month. Welcome back!
Welcome back to me screaming.
To the channel. My name is Colton, also known as Nerd Designer. Thank you for clicking on the video.
Thank you, come again.
Insomniac Spider-Man is quickly approaching release, and as they ramp up the advertising, they have been releasing a ton of high-resolution assets just for me. I've decided to use those photos to cobble together a below-average Photoshop edit.
Not great, not terrible.
And stumble my way through it on camera for your viewing pleasure. Please don't be nice to me. Please make fun of me. Please laugh at my pain and my sorrow and my poor art skills. Before we get started, please remember to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this video. It really does help. With all that aside, let's open up the Photoshop app and get goddamn started. First things first, we fill up the canvas with a background color and place the logo roughly where Jesus Christ wants you to place it. Logical placement matters not, let Jesus take the mouse. Then we open up the character photo and use the object selection tool because it cuts corners and saves time. We are lazy, don't ever forget it. Clean up the edges using the marquee tool because AI still sucks. And try your hardest not to look at his bulging, rock hard, sculpted, beautiful, three-dimensional cock.
That happened, and we all let it happen.
Name the layer, cut them out, place them on the canvas, and move on to Miles. Same process here for Miles and all the characters. Object selection tool, clean up the edges, press the select and mask button. These are the sliders I usually go with. Cut them out, name him, place him on the canvas, yada, yada, yada.
And yada, yada, yada.
Composition placement is all a joke. There's no real practices in place. I have no real training in this area. I'm going with my gut and what feels right. I'm assuming if you've watched my videos before, you can tell. I started to feel this yin-yang thing going on with their feet. The two Spider-Men kind of fit around each other in this center circle that I wanted to be the center of the poster. I'm just going with my gut here. Add a quick vignette to the outside of the poster and then add a levels adjustment layer to Peter Parker to try and get him to match the lighting as closely to Miles as possible so they feel like they're in the same environment. Only matching the lighting, of course, because not racism, because they're white and black characters.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
The photos here of these spider fellas have a field of view thing going on in their original photos. So when I cut them out using a tool with a sharp edge, it kind of looks funny. So I use a tilt shift effect to try and bring back in some of that depth of field and make it feel more natural. It's one of those things that nobody ever notices, but I like bragging that I know how to do it. I had this idea to separate the photo into sections with Symbiote and use the cool concept art that they've been releasing, these kind of action-focused photos in different sections of the poster separated by the goo veins. But first, I had this cheeky wee idea to get some hierarchy in the logo. Again, I used the object selection tool and the marquee selection tool because I'm a hack with no other skills.
You have no skills, and you're a loser!
To select out Spider-Man and Kraven the Hunter and bring them in front of the Spider-Man 2 logo. To fill the canvas, I used generative fill on the concept posters to extend them into the empty spaces. It works just well enough for the out of focus, kind of hazy background stuff that later on will get covered by tentacles and venom and all this other shit on top of it. You won't even notice that the AI kind of generated something shitty. Moving on to the symbiote section of this poster. I had a plan to use this black goo ooze vector kind of thing where it leaves these open spaces for me to put photos in. But because I'm horribly poor,
Please, sir, I want some more.
I had decided on this vector from Shutterstock. I used the placeholder image that they give you, and I filled in all the spots that needed black over the watermark so that I could then use the color range tool, create a new layer, fill that selection with black, and then I have my own vector. Don't tell Shutterstock, snitches get fucking stitches. Another example of me being a hack is I just use generative fill again instead of drawing by hand to extend out the venom to give me some more strands to work with. Now let me get ahead of this and just say, it didn't turn out as great as I wanted it to.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
What do you want me to say? It's really fucking hard to create this shit from scratch when you're as poor and talentless as me. Once I put it on the canvas, I double clicked on the goo layer to add a bevel and an extrude and a drop shadow to try and make it look more real. This took a lot of tweaking, and in the end I think it does the job, but it's not perfect. I was trying to make it look like tentacles that you'd see in all that hentai tentacle porn all you sick fucks are into. Not me, not me, you. It's your computer they found it on, not mine. It's yours. Fucking so stupid. But anyways, I did the bare minimum per usual and moved on. I then realized after doing a little scan of where I was at so far that Miles needed to also be in front of the Spider-Man 2 logo at the bottom. So I used the marquee tool to quickly cut his ass out. Bing bang boom, say your prayers. Done. At this point, I was starting to get really tired. So I decided everything was pretty much where it needed to be, and I was gonna move on to the finishing touches. I add these things to all of my posters at the end. If you've watched any of my videos, you know exactly where I'm going with this. Camera raw filter, oil paint filter, poster edge filter, and a duplicate high pass set to pin light. That's the fucking playbook. Everything looks good at... not everything. Most stuff looks good with those 4 things added to the end. I don't really have to go over this. Pick your own sliders, pick your own numbers, go with what works best. Kiss your mother, say your prayers. That's the poster. I am super happy with how this one turned out. I noticed a few flaws when it's all said and done, primarily in the logo. His foot is a little bit cut off, and then there's a wonky edge on the side of Peter Parker due to the fucking AI tool not being able to just do a fucking straight line. I should have noticed. But other than that, I think it's actually really good. I made this at an 11x17 poster, so it didn't exactly fit into the PS5 case, but once I put it in right where it needed to be, I just used AI fill one more time to extend out to the sides, and I think it did a pretty serviceable job, except for Peter Parker's hand, but nobody's gonna notice. It's not real. It's free content. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of it, what you think I missed, what you think should be on there. I will be answering comments and getting into the discussion, so please leave your thoughts. Also, before I go, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, hit that stupid bell, do whatever you need to support the channel. It really means a lot to me that I get to do this and that some people watch. I'm kissing your ass right now. All right, just hit the shit, please. Really, it really helps. Anyways, I love you. Stay sexy. Until next time.